which facilities has not been provided?
Partially provided or not provided at various sites. No school running, there are no health centers where the law is silent in violation of the fundamental rights or other legal provisions. Now this is exactly the case. People who have lost for nothing because no benefit to the state. अभी करोड़ों रुपयों का काम ये 2 महीने में तो होना संभव नहीं था. जल आपूर्ति 34/2018 तक और आज तक नहीं हुई है. आज तो नर्मदा ही सूखी है तो 90 हॉर्स पावर के इनटेक वेल्स में गाद भर रही है पानी के बदले. आज टिन शेड्स में सैकड़ों लोग पड़े हैं. तो ये सभी चीजें पीछे हैं. ये अभी हम ज्यादा समय नहीं रुक सकते हैं. स्मशान घाट नहीं है, रास्ते नहीं बने हैं.
Madam, in Jabalpur, I used to hear your argument as these juniors are hearing it.
Jabalpur is too far away now for me.
नहीं, मैं उस समय आपका आर्गुमेंट ऐसे ही सुनता था जैसे सब जूनियर आए हैं यहाँ से. Yes, madam.
This is related to resettlement and rehabilitation of Sardar Sarovar ousties. After 38 years of struggle, I have to again come back to this court, and it's a public interest litigation because it is a question related to thousands of families.
Still, after so many years, they have not been rehabilitated.
I mean, much has happened and much has not yet happened. Because
much
in spite
water has
of
flowed.
all the authorities, the Narmada Water Dispute Tribunal Award, the state level liberalized policy is somewhat liberalized, which the judgment in our case of 2000, I'll give you a few pages, relevant pages of the judgment, and
please
last
point
judgment
out from your memo petition where you have pleaded which relief has not been granted.
Yes, it is the
In which para you have pleaded?
The civic amenities at the rehabilitation sites.
That is a part of policy.
Pardon?
It's a part of policy.
It's a part of the Narmada Tribunal Award, which is my lord a law, a decree, nothing less than that. And these are the two judgments. I would give selected pages of the two judgments.
Please read from the recommendation of GRA dated 28/11/70 in respect of civil amenities and all this.
Yes, right. I will. The Narmada Tribunal Award have given a number of provisions which include land to the eligible landholders who lose more than 25% of their land.
Yes.
Then the house plots and the civic amenities which are listed in the Tribunal Award. And what has happened is that the civic amenities was to be provided at the rehabilitation village. So actually a community was to be rehabilitated as community, and obviously the agricultural land and the house plots and the civic amenities should have been at one place. That has not happened, especially in Madhya Pradesh. But still 83 sites exist today. Earlier it was 88, but then they had to cancel 5 sites because there were a number of problems related to those sites. Now the point is, Your Lordship, that kindly see P1, page 7, where the Narmada Water Dispute Tribunal Award, which is a decree, as I said, which is also established through the 2000 judgment.
Yes.
It is said in the clause 422 that Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra shall set up adequate establishments for land acquisition, rehabilitation of hostage families, etc. And it says that 1 year before submergence, land was to be allotted. And at least 6 months before submergence, the rehabilitation should have been completed. And then the notice should have been issued for the family to shift to the resettlement site. This has not happened at all, and this is proved through number of reports. Actually, even the World Bank withdrew from this project which was opposed by Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh for 10 full years when the tribunal was sitting. We were not in the picture at all. But then the tribunal gave its award, and the provisions were somewhat better, but there were a number of gaps. For example, the landless were not thought about. Adivasi was not even mentioned in the tribunal's 5 volumes, because the tribunal visited only 3 temples, not one house or a community of the affected family. And it is, however, stated in the tribunal award. Kindly have a look at page 10, Your Lordship. Clause 462 in the same P1. In no event shall any areas in Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra be submerged under the Sardar Sarovar unless all payment of compensation, expenses and costs as aforesaid is made for acquisition of land and properties, and arrangements are made for the rehabilitation of the oustees therefrom in accordance with these directions and intimated to the oustees.
Yes.
Now the civic amenities are listed on page 8 in clause 4.3.
Page 8.
Page 8. It starts at the bottom.
Running page is. Mr. P1 is a award.
Yes.
Final award. It starts from page 20.
No, now I am talking about the page 8 of the petition itself.
Page 8 of memo petition.
Yes, yes. But there I have quoted the tribunal award.
Okay.
And
Yes.
when the Gujarat was supposed to rehabilitate, because as on today, so there is no benefit received by Madhya Pradesh, and there only arbitration is going on for the money in lieu of power, which is very shocking. But at least the Madhya Pradesh had to rehabilitate the oustees in Madhya Pradesh if they did not opt for resettlement and rehabilitation in Gujarat. So the first list of amenities are for the Gujarat to provide for those who would shift to Gujarat. About 5,500 families of Madhya Pradesh have gone to Gujarat, and the number of families who would settle in Madhya Pradesh, who are settled already, are to receive these civic amenities, point 11 at the bottom of page 8 onwards, and along with that the alternative properties, facilities and amenities are to be provided at the cost of Sardar Sarovar project. The party owning the facility shall have the option to accept compensation for utilities as existing or ask for their replacement or relocation at the cost of Gujarat. So the Gujarat was
out of 12, which facilities has not been provided?
No, all facilities
are there.
No, either partially provided or not provided at various sites. We have given the examples and the data of 11 sites out of 88. But in between, whatever happened is very important, because there was rehabilitation was not taking place before submergence. We had to approach the court. Court stopped the dam for 4 years, the apex court. Your Lordship, the apex court then gave the judgments, a number of judgments, which also they compelled the Madhya Pradesh government to review their statistics and their progress on rehabilitation. But there was a lot of conflict, and finally what happened was that in 2017, when the decision was suddenly taken to complete the dam, and there were, according to us, 32,000 families staying at that time in the submergence areas, and the number has been changing in their own reports. I would just give a few pages to see how in 2012-13 report of the Narmada Control Authority, which is an interstate administrative body appointed under the Narmada Tribunal Award. But the reports and the data is provided by the states. Now, in 2012-13, some figure was given. Then in 2017, that is reduced. So the number of families resettled was shown differently in 2013. Then one page is based on the website data of 2015, and then the last 2 pages are of 2017. And suddenly from 22,000 or so, it came down to 18,000 families. So apart from the statistical confusion and our challenge to that, I would only say that the families are such a large number, and even today one of the respondents is the Grievance Redressal Authority. The Narmada Valley Development Authority is the authority under the Narmada Ministry for Madhya Pradesh to have the responsibility to execute and comply with the award and all the total legal regime. The another authority is Narmada Control Authority. We have not made them respondent till today. And the another is the Grievance Redressal Authority, which was also established during one of our petitions in the Supreme Court, first by Gujarat and then by Madhya Pradesh. And there is an order of 16 January 2015 that 5 members who are to be the retired judges are to be members of the Grievance Redressal Authority for Madhya Pradesh. Even today, your lordship,
At present, GRA is not functional.
GRA is not functioning as on today, and there is the latest case that is going on before this honorable court, and there is a Madhya Pradesh government's decision now that 2 of the 5 GRAs are to be appointed, but no one is sitting in that office for last many months. So my point is that this PIL and approaching this court has been become necessary, because although there is a huge infrastructure and crores of rupees, and they are also not yet started sitting there. So the GRA is as on today defunct, but maybe in a few days.
This appointment order is dated 6 June 23.
Yes, there is a writ petition before this honorable court.
So now you can submit your grievance before this. Now they have been appointed.
No, your lordship, that is the point.
Earlier also by lecture P11 certain directions were issued, and there is a regular chart.
Your lordship,
so that is on 28/11/17 position as on. So now
yes,
the GRA can examine whether these has been complied with or not.
your lordship, yes, that
Why
is one
we
possible.
should,
That is one possibility,
conduct a
but
parallel inquiry when the GRA is
let
there.
me just in brief tell you what has happened in between.
But GRA can examine whether this part of that earlier direction has been complied with or not.
GRA can, but your lordship,
So now
GRA has no
appointment has
staff.
been done, and
GRA has no staff members. GRA doesn't visit the field. How can the retired High Court judges be left with this huge task to visit 83 sites in the 6 districts, and then
when they have
and the
accepted the appointment,
technical,
certainly they will discharge the duty. At present we can't say that they will not function.
no,
They
but
will
your
not
lordship,
discharge the
now
duty.
so many years have passed and people are suffering because of lack of water, because of lack of drainage, because of lack of roads, approach roads, and within resettlement sites roads. Some places there is no school running, there are no health centers. I can read out certain. No, your lordship.
Consider all these things and obtain a report that is you have filed as an extra P10.
No, our prayer I will
Let
come
the
to
GRA
within 2 minutes. Within 2 minutes.
They
In
can go to
between.
the village, but we can't.
No,
They
your
can go
lordship.
to the spot and verify.
No, that's what I am also, I know, but then in the case of PIL, what is mentioned in,
This is the only work which was allotted to them.
No,
there
in
there is no
our-
other work. They can debut.
no, there are 7,000 applications pending before GRA. So how can and when will they visit the sites, and how will have the technical expertise? And that's why, your lordship, this the same Supreme Court case which
Yes.
I mentioned, what it has mentioned is very important. It is only where there has been a failure on the part of any authority in acting according to law, or in non-action or acting in violation of the law, that the court has stepped in the case of PIL. No directions are issued which are in conflict with any legal provisions, but directions have in appropriate cases been given where the law is silent and inaction would result in violation of the fundamental rights or other legal provisions. Now this is exactly the case. It is under Article 21, nothing less than right to life and livelihood for the people who have lost for nothing, because no benefit to the state and thousands of crores have spent. But that apart, what I am saying is that when GRA was given this task by the Supreme Court through its order, my lord, P5, page 220, just have a look at para 11 of that order, and then with that order, when the GRA was given the task, in spite of that, GRA just passed an order in which there was one paragraph which is on page 244.
Yes.
And para 20 on page 244 of this thing, which just said that जहां तक विस्थापित कृषकों को विस्थापन स्थल पर मूलभूत सुविधा प्रदान करने का प्रश्न है, आयुक्त नर्मदा घाटी विकास प्राधिकरण को निर्देशित किया जाता है कि सभी पुनर्वास स्थल पर सक्षम अधिकारी द्वारा निरीक्षण करवाया जाकर मूलभूत सुविधाओं में से जो भी कमी हो 2 माह की अवधि में इसकी पूर्ति करवाई जाकर पालन प्रतिवेदन इस प्राधिकरण के समक्ष प्रस्तुत करे। अभी करोड़ों रुपयों का काम ये 2 महीने में तो होना संभव नहीं था। उसके ऊपर फिर जस्ट उसके बाद का ही आप देखेंगे लॉर्डशिप P8, we wrote to the GRA and we also had to have a sit-in in front of the GRA office.
That was in 2017.
17.
And thereafter they
Yes.
passed the order P2.
Then they passed this order of 2811.
On
Now-
your representation, now government has again appointed a GRA to
Yes.
look into the grievance.
But your lordship,
And,
the work is not a short time
in
work.
petition you have not declared that you have an alternate remedy, and yes, the details of remedy.
The
exhausted. This
alternative
is an
remedy is
available to.
we want compliance.
This GRA is for you or not for others. So why?
But GRA is
let
not
the
existing.
GRA function. We don't want to.
And no, your lordship, there has to be a technical inquiry also, because if
We are
they,
here to examine their award. Let them pass an award, then we will consider.
but GRA is not functioning, your lordship.
Now it will
So-
function. Now appointment has been done.
No,
They
out
will
of
start-
5, only 2, and those
It's a
2 have
matter of-
not accepted according to our information. Your lordship, I will give you some photographs which are
And
colored.
we will dispose of with direction to GRA to function.
But
We'll
within
direct government
the
to provide
time
our
limits.
facility. That's
Your
all.
lordship, they had given time limits, and if you see the
नहीं, इससे मैंने कहा
report,
जब तक ना हो जाए ग्रहण करने के दिनांक से एक बार
there was a
प्रकरण के निराकरण-
full-fledged, your lordship, there was full-fledged 7 years long inquiry, which was under Commission of Inquiries Act according to the NVDA, but in fact the High Court had appointed it, and no action has been taken, irrespective of the inquiry, thorough detailed inquiry done by the Manit, Maulana Azad Institute and IIT Mumbai, to
Yes.
which retired Justice Zah Commission had given the task as outsourced, because it was a fully technical report. And if there is, annexed part of that report, which is P4, if I'm permitted, I can read some of the paragraphs, but you would be shocked to
So
read the
that-
summary of the
Madam,
conclusions.
that was in 2014.
So it
and
is not the job which can easily be taken up by GRA, your lordship. So there has to be a full-fledged inquiry with the technical experts and involvement of the resettled families, representatives, and there has to also be a time-bound, action plan, which needs to be monitored by this honorable court. Otherwise, year and year has passed, and today, when they are at 5 kilometers away from the Narmada, they have no water in many places. Tankers are also not reaching, so on and so forth. And the schools are not, there are no health centers. There is a special mention in the 2000, that health centers must be run in everything. The bhavans are built, but there is no doctor, there is no nurse. Once a while they visit for vaccination or something, and that's all. So it is so shocking that after having spent crores of rupees, Article 21 is violated. and there is no one to monitor this. There are no rehabilitation officers in place now. All the tasks are given to SDMs who say that we have no time. Now they will all be busy in the elections, you know. They were busy with the vaccinations till now. So
Yes.
who will look into this? We really very humbly request this honorable court to
Yes, we-
keep up the monitoring task in its own hands. So
We'll come to
please issue writ of mandamus,
Yes, Mr.
but
President.
also please.
As rightly pointed out, in page number 278, my lord, that is the order of 28/11/2017, my lord. Earlier also the GRA in paragraph number 20 has directed the authorities to submit the compliance.
270.
244, my lord. Page number 244, para number 20, my lord.
Yes.
And the members' appointment has already been done by the state government
Yes.
in last.
There is no one appointed to look into this task.
Madam, I will consider.
There is no rehabilitation officer in place,
We'll
Your Lordship.
examine your
When thousands
application
are
and-
awaiting rehabilitation. And if you kindly have one page ahead, 279 onwards, and every single aspect had a time-bound direction given. Jala Apurti 34/2018 तक, और आज तक नहीं हुई है. आज तो नर्मदा ही सूखी है, तो 90 हॉर्स पावर के इंटेक वेल्स में गाद भर रही है पानी के बदले. देन भवन निर्माण के लिए पानी आपूर्ति, वो तो कभी मिला ही नहीं, लोगों को परचेस करना पड़ रहा है. तो गरीबों ने कहीं सारे घर बांधे नहीं है. आज टिन शेड्स में सैकड़ों लोग पड़े हैं. तो ये सभी चीजें पीछे हैं. ये अभी हम ज्यादा समय नहीं रुक सकते हैं. सो दिस हैज टू बी टेकन वेरी एवरीथिंग, यू नो. द हलाव पशुपालकों के लिए चरागाह नहीं है. कई बोर्ड्स लगा के रखे हैं, बट द ग्रेजिंग लैंड इज नॉट अलॉटेड. योर लॉर्डशिप, स्मशान घाट नहीं है, रास्ते नहीं बने हैं, तो कैसे क्या होगा, कैसे रहेंगे?
We'll examine, we'll consider.
तो kindly, your lordship, we want a very strong justice, not just judgment. And I can give 2 sets of the photographs.
है.
One set is
Sufficient
enough.
one, sir.
Thank you so much.
Madam, in Jabalpur, I used to hear your argument as these juniors are hearing you.
Yes, Jabalpur is too far away now for me.
नहीं, मैं उस समय आपका आर्गुमेंट ऐसे ही सुनता था जैसे सब जूनियर आए हैं यहाँ से.
Your lordship, obliged.